Differentiation is a process by which unspecialized cells develop into their mature forms and functions. It is easier to remember if you think of it as cells becoming different from each other.
Differentiation enables a single-cell organism to develop into a larger adult multi-cell organism.
Stem cells are the most basic form of cell that can develop into any cell in your body. Stem cells have the ability to
remain undifferentiated in form,
divide and renew themselves for long periods of time,
develop into a variety of specialized cell types.
Stem cells could be classified into 3 different categories: totipotent cells, pluripotent cells, and multipotent cells. Totipotent cells can give rise to any cell in the body. Totipotent cells contain a complete set of genetic information, with all of it activated.
Pluripotent cells are less potent than totipotent cells, and therefore can give rise to almost every cell in the body.
Multipotent cells are more specialized, and therefore only can give rise to closely related cells. Unipotent cells can only replicate and cannot differentiate any further.
Because unipotent cells are not able to differentiate, they are not technically a category of stem cells.
How does one induce a stem cell to become specialized?
It all has to do with gene regulation and expression. Because the stem cells are much more activated, or at least have the potential to be activated, than the differentiated cells, this means that the stem cells can become a lot of different things, whereas the differentiated cell is stuck in its one role or position inside the body. This is a female egg. The sperm comes along and fertilizes the egg, and this is a fertilized egg that has started to divide. This embryo is called totipotent because it can give rise to any cell in the body. Now mitosis occurs, and the cell continues to divide. As the cell divides, it divides into even more cells, which are all totipotent. These cells in their current form are stem cells. Now, as the embryo turns into a blastocyst, the potency changes to pluripotent. This now means that the outer cells are specialized and the inner cells are still stem cells and have the potential to become anything in the body. The outer ring of cells is called the trophoblast, and these cells are specialized. The inner cell mass is made up of purely stem cells, which still have the potential to become anything in the body. Now, as the cells within the embryo become even more specialized, they also become multipotent. This means that they have differing gene codes, meaning that different parts of their gene code are activated and other parts are deactivated. This is what actually specializes the cell. Transdifferentiation is the process of a specialized or differentiated cell becoming a new or different specialized cell. This process, however, is only experimental and does not occur naturally in the body. De-differentiation is the process by which more specialized cells revert back to their more basic form, known as stem cells. This process is also experimental and does not occur naturally in the body. In summary, the higher potency of a cell, or the more the cell is activated, determines their ability to differentiate into different types of cells. However, every time a cell differentiates, it loses potency and becomes more specialized. Scientists still do not understand perfectly why cells in the same organism decide to differentiate. The how for differentiation is clear with gene activation and deactivation. However, the why, or how that process is initiated, is still yet to be discovered. Stem cells are currently used in modern-day medicine in order to create organs for people when theirs fail. Researchers have discovered that stem cells can be used in order to create organs specifically tailored for a person when their organ fails. Here's a link to a TED Talk that expressly deals with organ creation using stem cells. There are many ethical issues surrounding stem cell treatments in modern medicine. Currently, stem cells are harvested from embryos created in a lab using donated sperm and donated eggs. Embryos are not the only place that stem cells can be found. Adult stem cells can also be found in adult bodies.
Adult stem cells are found in many places throughout the body, including bone marrow. Stem cells in bone marrow are able to develop or differentiate into several different types of blood cells in order to meet the body's demand for new blood.
Scientists still do not understand perfectly why cells in the same organism decide to differentiate. Scientists thought new, fresh cells would differentiate more than older cells. However, it has been proven that cells will differentiate regardless of their age or location in the body. In conclusion, cellular differentiation all revolves around gene expression and regulation. The more activated a cell is, the more things it can be. The less activated a cell is, the more specialized it is. If you have any more questions or comments about this video, be sure to ask your teacher. If you have anything you want to ask me directly, you can find my contact information in the description below. Thank you, and I hope you learned something throughout this video.